Yo, what's good people? Welcome back again to a brand new podcast presentation of Yosef's 2 Cents. I'm your man, Yosef X, and tonight, just when you think it couldn't get any worse and she couldn't get any more disrespectful, this Keke Palmer stoops to an all-time low. The disrespect continues on. We're going to get into it and much more. So let us do what we always do. Sit down and let's reason together. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a few moments. All right, y'all. We're back. Let's see who we got with us tonight. We're multi-streaming on both YouTube and Facebook as usual. Brother Sam, good evening to you. Thanks for joining the fray. Always a pleasure to have you with us. Same for you, Brother Barron. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining the fray. He says she's trying to make history. She's trying to go about it the wrong way. And see, here's the thing. She doesn't realize, like most people really don't understand or realize, that Usher has been in the game for a long time. And in the entertainment field, when you're as old as Usher Raymond is, you old. You're old. And because you're old and you got a Las Vegas residency, you're going to do everything you can to stay as relevant and as important as you can. Usher is past his prime. And Usher sees this as an opportunity to stay relevant and to make money. People don't realize that Keke is just allowing herself to be used. She's young. She's younger, I should say, than Usher, way younger. I think she's like, what, maybe 28, 29 years old. She's not even 30 years old yet. She may be. She's at her peak right now. Usher is way past his prime. He hit his peak long time ago. You understand me? And then on top of that, like you just said, Brother Barron. No, I'm sorry, Brother Sam. He's using her. Ain't no maybe in it. With all due respect, ain't no maybe in it. He using her. Y'all got to learn to read between the lines. He's using this little girl, man. He's using her to stay relevant. Because Usher knows for a fact. Now, he ain't going to ever admit this in public. But he knows deep within his heart, deep within his soul, deep within his mind, he's on borrowed time. That's why he's trying to do everything he can to stay relevant. And see, it's all about feeding his ego. As talented as Usher is, he got an ego. When you've been in the limelight for so long, when you've been on top of the game for so long, you don't want to let that go. You can't let that go. It is impossible for you to let it go. When you've been on tour for so long and you're used to seeing large crowds, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 sometimes, people don't want to let that go. You feel me? And because people don't want to let that go, it's an ego thing with him. It's all about his ego. Usher ain't trying to get right away. He ain't trying to get up at all, actually. It's the truth. He ain't trying to give that up. He ain't trying to give that up at all. He's not. He ain't trying to give that up. And then again, Keke Palmer is selling her soul. And the reason why she's selling her soul is because, let's face it, she's getting attention that she's never had before. And because she's getting all of the attention that she's never had before, guess what? Guess what's going on? She can't handle it. She can't take it because she's never had this kind of attention before. And this is what happens when people have been overlooking you for so long and you've been wanting to be accepted by people, when instead you got to learn to accept yourself. That has been one of the greatest mistakes ever of mankind. Not accepting yourself, but always looking for acceptance outside of yourself. Now, granted, we are all social creatures. We are all tribal. We all want to be respected. We all want to be admired. We all want to be recognized and acknowledged. I get it. But there's a fine line between, right? There's a fine line between still maintaining your dignity and your honor and then just selling yourself out and selling yourself short. And unfortunately for her, this is exactly what she has been doing. She just threw away her entire family. At one time, family was the most important unit in the world. Not now. And see, it's all about ego with both of them. When you're egotistical and when you're narcissistic, disrespect is the order of the day because you don't respect nobody else except you. Y'all follow me so far? I mean, think about it. It's all about ego with both of them. It's all about ego. It's all about ego. With Usher, he knows he's on borrowed time. He's been in the game for a long time. Now, albeit being in your 40s is not old. When you've been in the entertainment game for as long as he's been, you old as dirt. And he knows this. So he's trying to do everything he can to maintain his relevancy. What's good, J. Cole? Thanks for joining the fray again. He says, it takes me back to good times where shows actually promoted families. Yeah. Yeah. It was a code. It was an unwritten rule, an unwritten code of conduct. Families was paramount. Not now. Period. Brother Sam says it's a long stretch for both of them. It's a longer stretch for Usher than it is for Keke. Remember, Keke she's in her prime. She got a long way to go. Usher, not so much. All right, let me unpack this a little bit more. I still want to deal with Usher Raymond a little bit more. Look, I'm not taking anything away from this man's talent. I'm not taking anything away from this man's ability. He's one of the best to hold a microphone. He has always been talented. He's been a talented singer. He's been a talented dancer, songwriter. I think the man has won a few Grammys. And when you win a Grammy, that's the highest award you can ever receive in music. I think the Grammys is like the Oscar Awards of music. So he's been there. But like I said at the start of this podcast, look, When you've been on top for so long, you are not willing to let it go. You ain't willing to let it go. You not. Period. And Usher knows he's on borrowed time, and at his age, chronologically speaking, at his age in this entertainment field, he is old as dirt. He's older than dirt, and he's on borrowed time. Keke is in her prime. But her biggest mistake was, again, she allowed for that ego of hers, because she allowed for her ego to overtake her, because she's not accustomed to receiving the attention that she gets. Now she was revealing that dress, that outfit, everybody going, ooh, ah, look at that ass. You know what I mean? Ooh, ah, she got cakes. Ooh, ah, she got cheeks. She got yams. That's what everybody's saying. She ain't used to that. And it's going right to her head. That dopamine is going right to her head. The dopamine level in her brain is off the chain. That's what's going on with her. And let's face it, you've also heard me say that she's not necessarily a prom queen. As a matter of fact, a lot of y'all have even said that she carries herself like she's the corny type. Like she would be the oddball at a party that's jumping, that's bumping. Right? That's how she carries herself. That's the kind of spirit or the kind of vibe she gives off. And because that's the kind of vibe that she gives off, guess what? This is what happens. This is exactly what transpires. And mind you, because Usher knows he's on borrowed time, you've also heard me say this at the beginning of this podcast. Look, he's on borrowed time and he's using her. He could care less. He could really care less about her. He cares more about what he can get out of her than he actually cares about her. He could give two you know what's about her or her family. He could care less. For Usher, it's about survival. This is survival of the fittest. He know he on borrowed time. He's an old head. He's been around since what, the late 90s? I remember one of his first hits, My Way. How many of y'all remember that? I do. That came out right around 97, 98, 99. It wasn't even 2000 yet. It was at the close of the 20th century, according to the Gregorian calendar. Come on now. We all know. But he's an old head. And he knows for a fact that the reality is for him, he's going to have to say adios at some point. He is. He's going to have to say adios. He ain't ready to give all that power up. When you, like, again, I can't stress this enough, gentlemen. I can't stress this enough. When you have been on top of your game in any arena of human endeavor for so long, guess what? You are not willing to give that power up. You hunger for it. You fiend for it. You a dope fiend for fame. You want that. You need that. That's the case of Usher Raymond. Usher ain't dumb. Usher is using Machiavellian tactics. In this situation, Usher Raymond is an evil genius. This is Usher Raymond. I personally believe this. Yo, here's this naive little girl. Just had a baby. Before she had the baby, she was a railroad spike. Now she got boobies and she got booty. And she don't know how to handle it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to approach her because I want to make a video with her. I could care less about her her situation with her man. That's between her man and her. But to keep myself relevant, I'm going to approach her about doing a video that's based on her real life drama. Brother Barron, you laughing, but I'm serious as a heart attack. Let me get to your observations. J. Cole says Usher is using Keke Palmer to promote his concert in Las Vegas in December. He's using her as marketing bait. Thank you. That's all he's doing. That's all he's doing. That is all he's doing. J. Cole continues, and the audience of bitter black women are cheering her on. And because Keke was in Usher's video, his concerts in December will sell out quick. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. It's all about money. It's about money. It's about ego. It's about all that. Real talk. For real, for real. Real talk. Brother Barron says, I do not agree with Keke Palmer starring in the movie Alice. I didn't even know that was a movie called Alice. I mean, I heard about it, but I don't know what the movie's about. Brother Ben, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining the fray tonight. I'm going to get to your observation in a moment. Brother Walter, good to see y'all tonight. Thanks for joining the fray. Brother Sam says Usher's first hit was nice and slow in the late night. Yeah, I heard that too. It was one of his first hits. It was that one and My Way. But I'm more familiar with My Way than the other one. Well, you know, when you were a preacher's kid in the 90s, you know, I had to sneak and listen to songs because my parents, they wouldn't allow me to listen to certain songs. So I had to sneak. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? I had to sneak. I had to sneak it and listen to that. It was the clean, you know, it was clean. You know what I mean? You know. Yada Ben Yisrael says, and he knew that she was so thirsty for attention that she would do the video. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all about ego. See, y'all get it, man. We can read between the lines. We get it. We get it. We get it. Yeah, we get it. Brother Walter, good to see you tonight. He says, yeah, Usher is using her to keep himself relevant since he hasn't put any music out in a long time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what this is about. That's what people don't understand. People ain't reading between the lines. See, we get it. We see this a mile away. And again, when you've been on top for as long as Raymond has, putting out hit after hit, shoot, even getting his feet wet in movies, that was a success. The money's coming in. Your name is a household word. Man, he ain't willing to give all that up. He know he on borrowed time. Period. He's on borrowed time. Let's see. Oh, it was about enslaved. Okay. All right. J. Cole's. Yeah, I just want to take it nice and slow. Yeah. Yeah. But again, Usher sees the naivete in Keke Palmer. And let me piggyback off of what J. Cole made mention of a few seconds ago. The audience of bitter black women. You know something? Honestly, there is absolutely really no hope or help for these black women at all. They are total reprobates. There's no hope for them at all. And then on top of that, they really don't. They wishy-washy. One minute they're outraged about this over here. Then tomorrow they're going to be outraged about something else over here. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, they're going to be outraged about this over here. They have their picks and chooses. And so because they have their picks and chooses, guess what? Guess what? I don't pay them any attention. I don't pay them any attention. I totally dismiss them altogether. There's only a select few that I respect and I will listen to. Everybody, all the rest of them, no, just sit down somewhere. Take several seats, period. Brother Ben says, if Usher was smart, he would be training 2 or 3 young black men protege to take his place. This is how you immortalize yourself. Now, Brother Ben, I agree with you. Don't think that I don't agree with you, because I do. And see, you're saying something that you would do. You feel me? You're doing something that you yourself would do because you see the importance of it. You see the importance of the youth, and you see the importance of leaving a positive legacy. And then from this observation you just stated, you're not egotistical, bruh. You're not egotistical at all. You're a level-headed man. You're an intelligent man. You're a critical thinking man. That's why you made the observation you made. But Usher ain't like that. And then let me also remind all of you as well that this kind of thinking that our brother just pinpointed to us, right? That takes intelligence. And then intelligence is genetic. And it also shows great discipline on Brother Ben's part as well. Now, if more celebrities thought like Brother Ben, then guess what? The nonsense that's going on, that has been going on in Hollywood, it wouldn't be taking place. It would not be taking place whatsoever at all. See? Now, and then again, let me throw this out here too. People, very few people in the world have the ability to think long term. Okay? There are very, very few people that is capable of thinking long term. Very few. There are very few people that's able to think long term. See, again, people are not thinking that Keke Palmer's baby is not going to always be a baby. That little baby boy is going to be a grown-ass man one day. And that baby is going to have questions for his mother. Y'all hear me? That baby boy is going to grow up and he's going to have questions for his mother. that baby boy is going to be looking at old videos of his mother dressed like a harlot. And that baby boy is going to be wondering, Mom, what the hell? Why you dressing like this? Why are you dressing like you a hoe? Why are you wearing revealing dresses that nobody else is supposed to see except my pops? And you're right, R&B is not popular anymore. It's a dying genre, sadly. You know why? You know why it's R&B is a dying genre? I'll tell you why. Because of the gynocentrism that exists in this society today. Simps or kleptogamists and whorish females have killed romance. Ain't no love, ain't no respect anymore. That's dead. And all songs used to be love songs, but they've been to kleptogamist anthems now. Period. Think about it. You got a whole generation that thinks it's all right to do drugs and abuse alcohol. Ain't no loyalty, ain't no respect for. That's the kind of generation we in today, unfortunately. Let me get to your observations. J. Cole says the popular music today is shot them up, laying down if they with the ops. Unfortunately, it's the truth. Brother Yisrael, says, Jason Cole, I think is dying because most of the R&B leaders haven't been training up the protege to take their place. That's one of the major factors. That is one of the major factors. It is. Another good observation. That's another factor after everything is gone awry. Brother says gospel and R&B are on the same scale. That in itself is a topic by itself. The topic. That's a topic by. Let's see what else we. Brother Barron says the child's father is suing Keke for full custody and more. That's what I've been hearing. That is what I have been hearing. I'm going to get into that in a minute. I'm going to get into all that in a minute. Brother Ben says, yep, we're in the information age now, and children have access to all of the information. Ask Kim K. One of her children found out about her sex tape with Ray J. See that? Thank you. Exactly. And if Kim K's children found out about her sex tape, you rest assured Keke Palmer's baby boy is going to find out about what his mama did, disrespecting his pops and wearing clothes that she ain't got no business wearing for the whole public to see. Brother Walter says, yep, when that kid grows up, he will question his mother, kind of like those women who got OnlyFans pages, but they have kids too. It's coming, bro. You're right. It's coming up. It's coming up. Hey, Nadia, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. She says the sad part is that the producers are mostly Jews, even in older television family shows. The Jews are getting paid all the money and the celebrities are getting paid pennies. That's been going on for a long time. Now you're speaking and you're spitting facts, but that's something that's been happening for a long time. Period. All right. Let me also add on my 2 cents to alleged, because I'm hearing reports that Keke Palmer's baby's father is suing for full custody and then some. Then on the other hand, I'm also hearing that he did not say that it was over between he and Keke Palmer. So since there's 2 different reports that's all over social media and all over the internet, I'm going to go out here on a limb and say, yeah, he's suing for custody and then some. And you know something else? What a lot of people fail to realize and refuse to realize the reality of, the very same games that these childish females play is starting to backfire on them all together. It's starting to backfire on them all together. Think about it. And remember, I kept saying that it's all about ego. Here's something else that plays a huge part of. See, we all know who Keke Palmer is. She played in Akeelah and the Bee. And I must admit, I enjoyed that movie. It was heartwarming. I dig it. I liked it. It was a good movie. And I learned a few new terminologies. Okay, no problem. Here's the thing. Once again, it's all about ego, folks. It's all about ego. So listen good. By Keke Palmer being more known and being more of a household word, her name being more of a household word than her baby's father, she feels like that she can get away with doing the disrespectful ish that nobody else can do. And the League of Loser Commoners, i.e. the American black woman and other ratchets that's outside of the black woman, are cheering on the disrespect. And these are the same kinds of females that's living vicariously through Keke because they hate and they despise their own lives. Might as well put that out there too. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. He says, Brother Barron says he has moved on with another woman. That's what I've been hearing. Man, I've been hearing so many different stuff. I really don't know. So I'm just really using this as a means of principle. It's all about principle with me. You know what I mean? It's all about principle with me. Brother Ben Yisrael says the only report that I've seen so far of him suing her for custody came from media takeout. they're not the most reliable news source. No, they're not. And I barely read anything or listen to anything that they report or they print out. So you're spot on with that too. What else we got? Brother Sam says there are photos of her child's father with another woman, but they both need to focus on the importance. Yeah, the most important person in this whole ordeal is that innocent little life that they made together. I think the baby's name is Leo, if I'm not mistaken. They need to focus on baby Leo, man. They really do. J. Cole says, unfortunately, when most men earn money, pardon me, let me read that over. Unfortunately, when most women earn more money than you, they use that as a reason to disrespect you. She only used her baby's father for his good looks and a baby. I've been hearing that same thing too. And you're spot on about most women. When they make more money than a man, they feel like that they are better than a man. That's another reason why all these men are walking away from their sorry asses, period. Brother Barron says, these are the same females that are busting eggs over their kids' head and don't care or don't know about damaging them in the near future. Well, these slores and these whores are going to find out the hard way. They're going to find out the hard way. They are going to find out the hard way. And see, here's the thing. Again, I can't stress this enough, y'all. I can't. When it's all about ego. See, it's all about ego in different dimensions. Usher Raymond's trying to stay relevant and trying to make money because he's on borrowed time. Keke Palmer's full of naivete because she don't know that she's being used to boost Usher's ego. And then she's getting the attention that she's never wanted. And then on top of that, she's trying to look for acceptance from outside of herself. That's why she's acting the way she's acting. And then the league of loser females is egging her on. They are literally cheering her being a single mother. Can y'all believe this? And then these females are deliberately being and becoming single mothers. They're choosing this. They're choosing to be single mothers instead of being a wife. Period. Like, seriously. Come on. It's 15 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. This is Yosef's 2 cents. We are broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. I'm your man, Yosef X, and tonight we're talking about more current events with the current and blatant disrespect of Keke Palmer. This is part 2. I should have titled this part 2 of Keke Palmer's disrespect towards her baby's father, because that's really what it is. This is part 2 of her disrespect. This is part 2 of her disrespect towards her baby's father. That's what this is. This is part 2. And remember, I made a status some time ago about, people being commoners. Not only are people commoners that's not on the level of a celebrity, or that's that's not in a tax bracket like a celebrity, but you can also be a commoner with money. This is commoner with money behavior. Being a commoner does not stop you from being in a certain tax bracket. Being a commoner is a mindset. And guess what? Keke Palmer is a commoner with money. And Usher Raymond making this kind of move by getting Keke Palmer in a new video. Yo, that's a sucker move, bro. Y'all can disagree with me if you want to. But the fact is, what Usher Raymond did, that's a beta move, bro. That's a feminine move, man. He feminine for that. That's what females do. And he's feminine for that. That's a feminine acting move on his part, bro. It is. Y'all can disagree with me all you want to. But the fact is, that was a feminine acting move, period. He feminine for that, man. That's a beta move. Pardon my French when I say this, but that's a bitch beta move, period. That's a bitch ass move. Pardon my French, but it is. Brother Ben says, all parents need to understand that how you treat your children in the first 20 years of their lives is how the children will treat their parents in the last 20 years of their lives. Bars. 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 Brother Barron says facts. Brother Ben just spoke. He just spat out a whole bar. He continues. Says Joseph Isaiah Benjamin, you are so right. Rich people with old money don't kick it with rich people with new money. They see them as commoners with money. Yeah, man. That's exactly right, big bro. You're right. And because I just sat back, right? This is how I came to that conclusion that these are commoners with money. This is how I came up with this conclusion. I just sat back and I just observed. I didn't say anything. I just sat back and I took mental notes. That's all I did. I sat back, I took mental notes, and I'm like, you know what? People with 9-to-5 jobs are being called commoners by people that's in a totally different tax bracket altogether. But the very people that's in totally different tax brackets altogether, they're just as foolish as the ones that's below the tax bracket beneath them. So I came up with the conclusion, look, being a commoner is a mindset. That's first thing. And then the second thing is I had to remind myself of what my big brother from another mother, Brother Warren Rich, shout out to you, told me before. People are going to act their genetics. People are going to act their genetics altogether. So scientifically speaking, yes, we're talking about morals, but we're also talking about scientific realities. We all act our genetics. Just like we look like our parents, we act like our parents, we act like people also. And whatever we read, whatever we listen to, wherever we go, it also affects us epigenetically. And so when we observe rich commoner behavior, that's deep, rich commoner behavior, unfortunately, it's the same ratchet drama that we see out in the hood too. The only difference is the tax brackets. Period. It's the tax brackets. But let's focus more on the mindset. Let's focus more on the psychological apparatus as well as the psychological hygiene. That's what this is about. Brother Walter says, I think it's funny that Usher is talked about today, but the last time he was mentioned in the media like this, his herpes scandal came out. Yo, that's facts. That's facts. I wasn't going to mention it, but since you brought it up, I might as well go there. Mr. Ron Isley is Mr. Biggs, as Usher Raymond is Mr. Herpes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, Brother Walter was the one that brought it up. I wasn't going to say a word about it. Well, Mr. Ron Isley is Mr. Biggs, as to Raymond Usher is Mr. Herpes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It may have been, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It may have been a corny joke, but at least I tried. But if you think about it, my corny joke makes a lot of sense. Ron Isley, Mr. Biggs, a.k.a. Mr. Biggs, Usher Raymond, a.k.a. Mr. Herpes. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. These women who support Keke are the same ones who are strippers or have OnlyFans pages. Or they also have an STI or an STD too, Brother Walter. You're right. Facts. Brother Ben. Brother Ben, both Usher raised by a single. Usher was raised by a single mother. He married a single mother. He had absolutely no qualm with mother that's destroying black bars. 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 I mean, y'all are speaking facts, man. It is what it is. I mean, it's facts over feelings. Brother Walter says Usher got too many confessions, so he let it burn. Man, oh Lord. You a trip, man. You a trip. Oh man, you a trip. Yeah. Y'all a trip, man. But y'all are right, though, man. I mean, shoot, you're right. Listen, apparently Keke also wants to let it burn. Also. Shoot, man. Yo, listen. Let me do this right quick before we go any further. If you have enjoyed tonight's podcast presentation, hit those likes on the Facebook side. Hit them likes. Like the video, share the video, tag your family and your friends, and let them know that if they're supporting this whole dysfunctional nonsense, then they part of the problem. And on the YouTube side, like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the Yosef Isaiah Benjamin Network. If you are on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. And I'd appreciate it for those of y'all that have Cash App. There is my Cash App ID. It's $Hidden One Truth. That's $Hidden One Truth. That's $Hidden One Truth. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe on YouTube. Like the video, share the video, and tag your family and friends on Facebook, and donate to the cause. Hit the Cash App and support the cause. I greatly appreciate it. Now, I want to briefly jump back for just a second about what one of you brothers were talking about, the kind of females, because they ain't women, right? The kind of females that is endorsing, that has endorsed and has embraced this kind of behavior. Shout out to my big brother, Ben Yisrael. Thank you for the donation, sir. I appreciate it, man. And let me digress for just a moment. Support our brother, brother Ben Yisrael. His Cash App ID is Say No to Single Mothers. That's Say No to Single Mothers. And the reason why there's a lot of men and a lot of brothers that is saying no to single mothers is because they are deliberately choosing to be harlots. They're choosing this. They are deliberately choosing to be harlots. They are deliberately choosing to be single mothers. And the fact is, no man that is worth his salt, no man that is full of wisdom, that is an honorable man, that is a respectful man, that is an honorable man, is going to put up with the nonsense. Ain't nobody gonna do that. No man in his right mind. Y'all ain't gonna do that, man. Come on. And see, here's the thing, too. Here's the deal. Any man that is going to support a toxic single mother, guess what? Be careful with them. Well, some of y'all are going to argue the point, well, there are some exceptions. Even you said it yourself. I'm going to address that in just a minute. But there's our big brother, Ben Yisrael. That's his Cash App. He says that's his Cash App ID. Cash App ID is $ say no to single mothers. You're very welcome, my brother, and thank you for your donation. I do appreciate it, man. Thank you very, very much. We got to support one another, man. We really do. Now, here are some exceptions to the rule. Now, again, I want to say that this is not Bible study, and this is not our virtual our virtual worship service. This is a secular podcast. This is what Yosef's 2 cents is. It is a secular podcast. But hear me out. The exceptions, and there are rare exceptions, and I do mean rare. The rare exceptions to the rule is this: if a mother becomes a widow, if her husband passed away, then and only then, and this is also in the scriptures of the Bible, if a woman is a single mother, but yet she was a wife and not a baby mother, then and only then is it permissible for that woman to get remarried. But the rest of these promiscuous females, their babies' fathers, and some of them their ex-husbands, because they deliberately divorced them for their money, does not fit into that category. See, I think it was Brother Ben, and I think Brother Ben and Brother J. Cole mentioned about the promiscuous nature of these dames supporting Keke Palmer, her BA. And not only are they toxic and are promiscuous females, but guess what? They call them Christians too. Yeah, they call themselves Christians too. But wait, there's more. You even got some of the Hebrew Israelite sisters that's engaging in some of the same nonsense, but they trying to keep that on the hush hush, on the down low too. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And because both Brother J. Cole and Brother Ben, and I think Brother Barron made mention of this too. If you didn't make mention of it tonight, we certainly have made mention of it in past podcast presentations before about the promiscuous nature of these dames. But you also heard me tell y'all also, pay attention to who supports who and who supports what. Y'all have also heard me say that to you too. Isn't that right? I've told y'all, I've encouraged y'all to understand now. Look, be careful who you support. Watch who supports what. Watch who supports what. Watch who supports what? Watch who supports what. Let's see. Let me get to your observations right quick. Brother Barron agrees. Brother Ben says, hell, anybody can be a Christian these days. Man, they can be Christian. They can be Muslim. They can be Taoists, Zoroastrians. That's in the religion of Zoroastrians. Man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Brother Ben continues. He's, excuse me. He says, yep, our Israelite women are not exempt. They secretly co-sign a lot of this foolishness. Yeah, they do. 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 And it's sad. It's pathetic. It's downright outrageous. Brother Walter says, just because these so-called Christian women go to church don't mean that they are righteous. No, they're not. No, they're not. And like Brother Ben said, some of the women in the Hebrew Israelite community, they secretly support this nonsense too. They ain't righteous neither. Brother Ben says, even if they don't openly condemn the bad behaviors of 304s, if they don't speak out against it, then chances are they are for it. They are. They are. Spot on. It's the truth. No lies are told. I mean, absolutely no lies are told. No lies are told. None. No lies. None. No lies are told. Brother Sam, excuse me. On the YouTube side, Brother Sam says, I be communicating with a deacon from church, and he has no control over his own wife or household. I just stopped calling him altogether. You're better off, bro. The best thing that you can do for him is pray that he gets better and he finds his relationship in the Most High stronger, and he has a better relationship with himself. Because if anybody's relationship with the Most High and with themselves is not weak, is not strong rather, then that's going to be the end result. It's a sad state of affairs, but once again, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's sad. It's unfortunate. But again, it is what it is. 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 It's 41 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast in Brooklyn, New York. We getting ready to wrap it up. But again, I want to give my heartfelt thanks for your viewership and your followership, and shout out to Big Brother Yada Ben Yisrael for his donation again. Y'all like the video, share the video, tag your family and your friends on the Facebook side, on YouTube. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the Yosef Isaiah Benjamin Network. I want to say this as I prepare to give my final 2 cents, because this is important. It's very important. I want to say this. The reality of the matter is simply this. Whenever you find a man especially on social media, that is speaking out against the perpetual and carnal dysfunctionality and toxicity and the dysfunctionality of these females and these spineless and gutless simps, I'm going to tell y'all something. We are going to be viewed as the villain. We are. We are going to be viewed as the villain. No matter what we do, no matter what we do, no matter what we say, we are going to be viewed as the villains. Let me ask y'all this. By the show of likes, do you all remember when I made mention to y'all about me feeling like a Ronin? Y'all remember that, right? If y'all remember me making mention of me feeling like a Ronin, and then not too long thereafter me making mention of me identifying as a Ronin, hit them likes. I'm going somewhere with this. If y'all remember me making mention of me feeling like a Ronin and then me identifying as a Ronin, hit them likes. I'm going somewhere with this. There's a reason why I made mention of being a Ronin. Here's why. You remember that, Brother Walter? All right, good. All right. The reason why I made mention about me feeling like that I am a Ronin, and then I now identify as a Ronin, is because all of my former leaders, in some shape, form, or fashion, they have all failed me. Not only have they all failed me, but they were not as strong in their convictions, and they did not stand on their squares like they should have. That's for starters. That's the first thing. The second reason why I felt like, and I still feel like a Ronin, and I now identify as a Ronin, is because the truth in which I've always spoken has always, for the most part, the majority of the time, has either fallen on deaf ears and it has barely been supported. And when I go up against the grain and I speak up against the grain, It goes over their heads. And then it took me to leave the Missionary Baptist Church and to start branching out on my own and to discover what really has been going on for a long time. But not only has my former leaders outside of the church failed me and disappointed me, I even had a Hebrew Israelite teacher that started talking to me sideways, so I removed myself from him. And then you can forget about political leaders in these political offices, because they definitely not only failed me, but they failed their citizens and their people as well. So there is no real leadership, because they're either in somebody's hip pocket, right? They're either in somebody's hip pocket, or they still believe the total and complete opposite of what we spoke on tonight. Because they still have this mindset that they have to operate back in the day like it's 1950, 1960. And they are being kleptogamous instead of addressing the truth. Let me ask y'all a question, gentlemen, since it's for the most part, it's just men on here anyway. If you can identify somebody that you looked up to as your leader, but they failed you because they had a severe character flaw, or they were weak, wimpish, and cowardly, and all this kind of stuff, right? And you yourself, after understanding Japanese samurai culture, and then you turn around and look at the situation, the socio-political situation that we all confront with every day on a regular, consistent basis, either directly or indirectly. If you feel like you yourself are modern day Ronin, put a number 1 in the chat. If you feel like yourself, that you can identify with everything that I spoke, and you feel like you're a modern day Ronin, hit a 1 in the chat. Because I can't be the only one that feels like a doggone Ronin in this godforsaken world. Because we pinpoint some important truths tonight, not only about some of these same celebrities that other people are living vicariously through. Guess what? If all of us got together and we spoke on the very same things, we would be laughed at. So the way I got to figure, you know what? Since nobody wants to listen, since nobody refuses, right? Since nobody refuses to adhere to wisdom, since we really don't have any leadership, we are modern day Ronins. We modern day Ronins. Because our leadership is going along with the very same things that we oppose. And since all of us are Ronins, contemporary Ronins, guess what? That makes us modern day contrarians because we don't go up against the popular narrative of contemporary society today. That's why I have always felt, especially recently, I feel like a Ronin. And in contemplating this, I had to think deeply a little bit more about, say, you know what? I've been a Ronin for a long time. I got no leadership because the leadership is weak, wimpish, and two-faced, and they're cowardly. They have no regard and they have no respect for people. What's next? I mean, what's next? What's next? See? So y'all feel me? I'm seeing all these ones. See? We Ronins. We are contemporary, modern day Ronins. We Ronins. We Ronins. We Ronins. We Ronins. Thank you, brother Bear. Exactly. See, listen, I don't even count him as my mayor and alderman. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is exactly how I feel. I have no president. I have no vice president. I have no governor, no lieutenant governor, no secretary general, no attorney general. I have no alderman. I have no city councilman. I have no representation. They're just figureheads. They are not their own people. They're not their own people. They're being controlled. I understand, Brother Barron. You know, as a business owner, you got to deal with them. I understand that. I understand. I get it. And not only do I have no president, no vice president, no governor, no lieutenant governor, no councilman, no alderman, no congressman, a councilwoman. Shoot, I don't have a pastor. I have no pastor. I have no elder. I have no bishop. I have no one. I have no leadership. And the only leadership that I do have is the Most High Yah himself. That's it. That's it. And in me saying all of this, when we talked about the egos of both Keke Palmer and Usher Raymond and how other people support this nonsense, preachers ain't going to be preaching this stuff. Preachers, rabbis, imams, they ain't going to be talking about this. They're still going to be talking about these kumbaya songs and these kumbaya sermons. Nah, man. They're not realistic in their assessment of things. You feel me? They don't advocate for us. And then the laws, you can forget about the laws. The laws are set up to protect them. They're not set up to protect us. We'll go to jail quicker than they will. Brother Walter says, felt like felt like that since everyone went against me because I said something about Steve Harvey. But now those same people don't like him because he praised Trump. They wishy-washy, man. They have selective outrage. That's what that is. They have selective outrage. That's what they have. They got selective outrage, period. They got selective outrage. Brother Ben Yisrael says they damn sure don't advocate or condemn the same things that I do. They never have, man, and they never will. He continues, does Brother Ben. He says, amen, let him lead you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's my liege. The Most High Yah, he's my liege. He's my liege. I try to obey him and do his bidding. And since we're Ronin, and since I preach and teach from the scriptures, I'm going to call myself the Ronin priest. And the Bible, the Torah, and the New Testament, for me, that's my book. I call that the Bushido. That's my Bushido. That's my Bushido. Facts. I'm just letting y'all know. That's my Bushido. Brother Walter says, people like that, I call them the get along, play along game. Bars. I agree. And that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. Brother Ben says, hell, the religious right has completely done a 180. They used to be against the rainbow filth. Not anymore. No, not at all. Not at all. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to wrap it up because I got to go to work in the morning. And I know y'all got to go to work as well. So I'm going to say this and we out of here. Tonight, we saw and we've been hearing all of the nonsense and seeing just how the males and females supports the drama. And they are living vicariously through these blasted celebrities. There are more males than there are men. And there are more females than there are women. Yeah, man. It's a sad situation. It's a sad state of affairs. But this is the kind of times that we are living in. So this podcast tonight, that just lets me know just how many more Ronins there really are in the world. And this is just a tip of the iceberg of us. We Ronin. We are contemporary modern day Ronin. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm the Ronin priest. I like that name for myself, the Ronin priest. Yeah. And see, for me, it ain't about religion. It's all about having a strong relationship with the Most High and myself. Before anything and anyone, I got to have a strong relationship with the Most High and me. The Ronin priest, or the spiritual Ronin. That's me. And not only is that me, that's all of y'all too. We're Ronins. But you know who created us to be Ronins? The very same people, the very same kind of people that we've been talking about, that we've been hearing about, that they engage in all kinds of tomfoolery, chicanery, BS, ish, this, that, and the third. They're the ones that created us. They're the ones that created us. The modern day Ronins. I failed y'all long enough, man. The religious Ronin. I try my best not to be so religious. I try to deal with salvation and spirituality, but I understand where you're coming from. But we're Ronins. And you know what? I carry that name like it's a badge of honor for me. I sure do. I carry that like it is a badge of honor. You know why? Because it is. For me, it's a badge of honor for me. I truly am the Ronin priest, the spiritual Ronin. And with that said, with all of that said, I rest my case. Well, it's been a ball, but the clock on the wall says that's all for now. Once again, folks, I'd like to thank all of you for your viewership and your followership. Thank you for your dialogue. Thank you for your participation. And shout out to my big brother, Yada Ben Yisrael. Once again, don't forget to support him as well. This is his Cash App. Once again, that's his Cash App. Hashtag, $, say no to single mothers. Thank you, big bro. I appreciate it. Shout out to all of y'all. Until next time, I'm your man Yosef X, the Ronin priest, the spiritual Ronin. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Brother Ben says we all have different religions that we subscribe to. But as long as we desire truth, justice, and righteousness, then we are the Ronin. Facts. And thank you, big brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a good night. Peace. I'm out.